everybody so you can learn how to be a better zombies player. In the first one, I went up to round 10 or 11 so I can show you guys how to, some of the more fundamentals of the game. Learning that running the mixed free box isn't what you should be doing. You should be trying to get to the Bowie knife. Getting that 3,000 up so you can go to the Bowie knife and get the Bowie knife. But more importantly than that, if you're a beginning player, again, the best thing I can teach you, if I could only teach you one thing, it would be to learn how to use your movement. Your movement is your best asset. It's what's going to keep you alive the longest in the game. Don't stand like a statue and shoot at the zombies. You learn to use your movement. We'll wait for the annoying video to end.
Lady McKendrick may be of a higher class than you are used to mixing with, huh?
Ah, Bruno, my French friend. The lady will be so lost in my eyes and enthralled in my tales, she will not even notice when I make my move.
Tick, tick, tick. Timing, as always, is everything. While you and...
Scarlet!
Alright, so in the first video, we learned that movement is the most important thing you can learn how to be a better player. So we're going to move on from that and build on and outward from that. So once we've learned that,
but somehow we escaped being turned into...
how do you stay alive in the higher rounds?
Everyone else on board. You should thank me for such a merciful death.
Well, we have to get to the higher rounds before I can start showing you.
But we have
So, we're going to do a little bit of a review over what we learned, though, in the first one while we're getting up there. So we learned about movement and why that's your...
Try to stay together.
Being able to dodge the zombies and everything. We also learned that the box is not the most important thing I need to be focused on getting to, but the Bowie knife is actually what I should be focused on getting to immediately.
Hey, hold on a moment. Did I just give a door?
The faster I get to the Bowie knife and the faster I can pick it up, the better off I am.
The señorita should take better care of
It's going to let me... Now, your little knife also, I didn't go over this, but your little knife also stuns them, but it doesn't stun them as good as the Bowie knife does. The Bowie knife stuns them and knocks them out of your way a lot better.
Until this is over,
Really? The reason that you want to knife the zombies early on, and I know you can't do this with 4 players because everybody's shooting the crap out of the zombies. So after round 1, it kind of becomes pointless when there's 4 players. But whenever possible, you should try to stab a zombie to death if you have the opportunity to, because you do get an extra 60 points for killing a zombie with a knife. As you can see, the plus 60 in green down there. You get an extra 60 points for killing that zombie. And that plus 60 adds up real quick. So when you're trying to beat an Easter egg and you have 4 players who are decent enough to beat the Easter egg, they're going to try to beat it at the lowest round possible, not the highest round, because the boss here at the lower rounds than the higher rounds. So those extra points let you get in and beat the boss in another round or 2 below what you would have. And that 1 or 2 rounds can make the difference between beating the boss and not beating the boss. Especially on the Voyage of Despair, where the boss is pretty much the hardest boss out of all the maps.
It's like a surprise that you do not need more.
again, I'm just working on getting some points so I can first get the Bowie knife. We also learned about not wasting our special weapons, not wasting our grenades, and why we don't waste our special weapons, and why we don't waste our grenades. Because they're not to just wreck the zombies. Yeah, you can do it for the fun of it, but you really need them there to get you out of trouble. Especially when we get to the higher rounds, you're going to see that's way more important. That you need your grenades to get you out of trouble when you have your shield on your back. And when you don't have a shield on your back, you use that special weapon to get you out of trouble. I hope I hit on that point good enough to show you guys on the first class. And one of the last things that we learned was that the Bowie knife can be used to knock zombies out of our way through a tight squeezed area that would otherwise get us killed. So that's all that we've learned from the first 10 rounds, and from if you practice enough, you should never be going down in the first 10 rounds ever again. Unless maybe you're being overly arrogant and you're just doing something stupid. But you should never go down in the first 10 rounds again if you took everything to heart that I taught you in the first video. So now we can move on to more advanced techniques in this class. In order to really get those to sink in and go home, we're going to need to get up a few rounds. I don't want to get up too many rounds, because I want to be able to show you guys the 4 different zombie types and their differences. So, just do here is just to ball the zombies up, and I want to show you first that there's a difference in speed between the 4 types. This is the first way that you can tell the difference between the zombies, is their speed. Now you can also tell by their animations and how they attack you. And like I said, 90% of the zombies are behind me. Now right there's a perfect example of I could have been killed, but I knew to slide under those guys because they were all lurkers. So I knew that if I slid by them there, I had a very good chance of surviving. So let's just continue to let them gather up here so we can show you guys this. But there's 4 different types of zombies. Each one has different speed. They have different attacks. And learning each zombie type will teach you the best way to survive in bad situations. Knowing the 4 different types make a difference, especially when you get up to around 100 plus. I think they're all at least on the board now. Every map also has 4 training areas where you can actually train the zombies up. Usually an easy training area, 2 medium hardness training areas, and 1 very hard training area. For example, here on the ship, the dining room is the easy training area. It's the easiest place to train the zombies on the ship. The other 3 training areas on the ship are at spawn, which is a medium training area, and the back of the ship, which is another medium training area, and the engine room, which is the hard training area. So those are the 4 areas on the ship, and it's important to know different training areas, because you don't want to all be in the same area, especially as the rounds go up in the 60s, 70s, and 100s. You do not want 4 players to be in the same area running zombies all over the place into each other. every player needs to be in their own little training area. Otherwise, you're going to run into each other and kill each other. So that's very important to learn where the training areas are, and then to figure out amongst yourselves, if you're going to go to high rounds, who gets to go into each of these areas. Usually the most players should be in the hard area, and the least experienced area should be in the easy area. And the two other players that aren't the noob and aren't the veteran should be in medium areas. So we got our zombies here pretty well gathered up. I want to get them into a ball here. So now you notice there's some slackers over there, and there's a reason, because they're a different type of zombie. And that's what I wanted to show you here at first is, so there's 4 types of zombies. There's the lurkers, which are 90% of the zombies. There's the chargers. There is the slappers. I always forget the 4th one. Lurkers, chargers. Lurkers, chargers, slappers. I don't remember what the damn name of the 4th one is. Oh, the brawlers, yes. So there's, which we actually need to change the name because now there's brawlers on IX. We've had the name of brawler since the second zombies. Since Call of Duty Black Ops 2, we've had the 4 different zombie names, but now that there's an actual brawler mini-boss on IX, I guess we should change one of the damn names. But anyhow, it's lurkers, brawlers, chargers, and slappers. Now the slappers are the ones that can double and triple tap you in an instant, and they're dangerous. They can put you down in a heartbeat. And you need to be very careful about them. So I'm going to get them in a ball here, and then I want to show you. Stop hitting me for a moment. I'm trying to make a demonstration here. Are they out? So I'm going to get them into a ball, and then we're going to have like a little zombie race, where you're going to be able to see that there is a clear winner and a clear loser. And this will start to show you the 4 different types. So I'm just going to go this way. Now the lurkers and the chargers will have about the same speed, but the chargers actually will be faster than the lurkers. Like this guy here, he was a charger. I killed him. It's kind of annoying. Oh, there's credits. I want the credits. Now the guys that are at the back of the pack, like this dude right here, he's the slapper. The slappers are actually the slowest ones. That's how you can spot the slappers. They're the slowest of the 4 types of zombies. And you'd consider them the most dangerous. While they're slow, if they can get near you, they're gonna hit you 2 or 3 times so fast. They're gonna do a lot of damage in a little time. And they're the ones that will put you down in higher levels. So you need to consider that little guy right there very dangerous. Like I said, most of the zombies that you'll see are lurkers. Like he's a lurker, she's a lurker, you're a lurker, you're a lurker, you're a lurker. I think I killed the only charger. You're a lurker. So the lurkers will try to swing at you like that. Or they'll have like this uppercut slap that they try to do. Did I kill the slapper? Did I kill him? No, I didn't kill him. There he is.
You dare strike out at the great Diego Necali?
You're not a slapper. I didn't know I had another charger though. He is a charger. So, like I said, learn the different zombie types and what they can do. And we'll be going over this as the rounds go up. Because it takes a little while to learn which one's which. Okay, good. So, this guy's a charger here in front. You notice that he doesn't have, you'll notice that his swipe isn't exactly left to right usually. It's at kind of like an angle, an upward kind of an angle. Ow. Okay, I'll watch where I'm going. Not be so arrogant about it. I'm gonna try to kill off lurkers. I don't know how well that's gonna go. I've never tried to intentionally kill all the lurkers off. This one right. Again, if you just go back a distance, you can learn which one's which because the chargers are slightly faster than the lurkers. They're behind me, aren't they? So this one right here is a slapper, the one with the apron. She will hurt you very badly if you let her. This is why I'm going to kill her before she can do any serious damage. And the brawlers are kind of hard to spot because they'll act like the brawlers will act like the chargers and the lurkers, and so they kind of try to imitate the two of them. And so sometimes the brawlers are a little bit, I don't want to hit the news, hard to spot. You'll also notice this, God damn it. You'll also notice. There, lurker, goodbye. Lurker. Ow. I think she's a charger. She's trying to act like a lurker, though. You're a brawler. I'm going to get a slapper eventually. But what I do, I'm going to show you just the damage they can do in no time at all. Like I said, 90% of the zombies that you see are going to be lurkers. The rest of these are lurkers. Lurkers kind of have like a little limp to them too. If you look down, you can see them kind of like limping, kind of like they're drunk in a way. But not all of them do that. For example, this lurker here isn't limping at all. Now, you won't notice the damage that the slappers do until you get up in higher rounds, like starting around 10 or 12, they'll really start to be noticeable. Because they'll hit the hell out of you in no time.
Double points. Are you an ally, mysterious boys?
You just start to get some stuff so that I can show you the higher rounds and stuff. And demonstrate some stuff to you about this.
I do not know if you wish to be buried at sea, Tiger.
Oh, I just killed that charger. Like this one right here, this girl that's running towards me, that's a charger, right here. That's what they look like. Again, the Bowie knife just saved my life. Hit me again. This is a slapper, by the way. This is what they look like. He really wants to do some damage to me too. So you just have to get used to seeing the difference in the zombies, pay attention to their animations. But the things that you'll notice is the speed and damage as well. Start getting up here in my round.
Please come to those who patient ones who just decide to take them.
That's pretty much all I want to say on this. I've tried to show you guys the different types. You're going to have to really look hard for the game more, and you really pay attention to their animations. You'll see the different types. You'll see the different speeds that they do, and you'll be able to start to pick them out from the crowd. It takes practice. That's why this is kind of the intermediate class, because now you've learned how to stay up on your feet. You've learned how not to go down in the first 10 rounds. So now you should start to be able to identify the zombies, being able to know how to save yourself from each different zombie type. Like the chargers, for example. You can jump past them most times. Fire.
My coat, I tell your flesh.
The opposite with the lurkers. You can slide by them pretty easily and not get hit by them usually. So there is ways to dodge each different zombie type. Don't try to slide. If you try to slide past the slapper or jump past the slapper, shit. So the only way to really dodge a slapper is to really just don't get near it. That really is the only way not to get hit by a slapper. If your only way is through a slapper, you try to kill it, try to shoot it, because it's going to hit you. Like,
I would rather not have gotten drunk.
behind you. Bad zombie.
It is amusing that you think your numbers pose any kind of threat to me.
So, now we've got the lesson over with about movement. I'm going to start actually using the gun. I'm actually working on this gun, so I'll be using it throughout our little lesson here. I do not recommend you get perks if you're a pretty new player until boss. I mean, you can get the perks if you know that you're not going to the boss fight, then yeah, get the perks. But if you guys are planning to take on the Easter egg, do not get the perks before the boss fight. Unless you're a player like me that knows they're not going to go down. Because otherwise you're just wasting the points that could have been spent on something else. And again, you're trying to go at the lowest level possible to the boss. And of course,
There's the artifact. Do we want to reacquire it? Or is it somehow damaged?
go open up the ship a little bit better. I'll come back over here.
And Pancho said he had all the
Bad zombie. Always be in control. If you don't feel like you're in control of the situation, it's probably a good time to run away and to re-get control of the situation. As long as you feel in control, you're pretty well and good off. The moment you don't, run away. Points here so I can open up the rest of the ship. Kill you, kill you, kill you. And I'll leave the last one alive. So our next topic I want to talk about is how a lot of new players don't leave the last one alive. If you're doing an Easter egg, it's important to learn how to save the last zombie. It's one zombie. What is it going to do to you? Unless you stand here and let it kill you. I mean, literally, I can just run in a tiny circle around it, back up a little bit even, and she's pretty harmless. So that's another thing you new players need to learn, is to learn how to keep a zombie so that you can get the Easter egg done in a timely manner. I know it's not the funnest of things to run a zombie around the map, but when you're trying to get stuff done, it's important to do.
But alas, it was not to be. It looks very much like a box. The purpose of a box, however strange, is to contain something.
So right now I'm just running around getting some of the parts for the map, just to illustrate that you need to learn how to run a zombie around.
A thin tube and a small hat. No, that is too small for a hat.
Like I said, learn how to manipulate the zombie. This is a lurker, so I know very well. Again, I'm going to show you that she almost would never hit you when you slide past her. Well, I slid into her, but that doesn't really... Damn it! Hold on, bitch. Now I gotta get my health back. So even after that time, when you slide past the lurker, they almost never will hit you. So that's the best way to not get hit by... Again, don't crouch down will get you hit. Sliding past their leg. Try not to slide into them, that helps too. Sliding past them though, even almost at point blank range, I used to be able to do this really good. I used to be able to like slide right past. How are you hitting me? And I'm not sliding when I'm telling them to slide. You see I'm having a little bit of issues with that. I think it's my button. Ow, ow, ow. Don't get off of me. Now I had to kill you. Damn it. But yeah, sliding past lurkers is the safest route. I want to get a charger to show you can jump by them all day.
Ah, yes. It seems like only moments ago Lady McKendrick and I were here.
So I'm just getting my perks because, like I said, I can get my perks because I'm an expert player. I know I'm not going to be knocked. So I know those points. Okay to get your perks early as long as you're not going to go down. But if you're going to go down and you just wasted those points. So if you're a beginning player, like I said, don't get your perks. And if you do get a perk, get your defensive perk first. Which in my case, my defensive perks...
You can definitely tell that was made somewhere south of the border.
I actually have 2 defensive perks. I have Winter's Wail, which I highly recommend you use, and Zombie Shell, which I also highly recommend you use. Oh great, we're all superpowers. You're a blue bastard.
That itch has been bothering me for hours.
Another thing is, don't be standing in a group of zombies and trying to kill them. Go and pick one off. Don't reckless, stupid shit. I really shouldn't be doing this because I am trying to teach you guys, so. Learn to, again, use your movement. And one will eventually get in front of you or they'll break off from the others and then you can assault him and kill him, and then move on. Run around a little bit. And again, pick them off when they're not in a group. So, don't just sit there in a whole mob of zombies. Because you're going to get attacked from behind. Well, this blue one's brave. Usually the blue ones are big cowards. But just pick off the stragglers. Just like a lion would do, or a predator would do in real life. They're not going to take on the herd. They're going to pick the one off that's not in the crowd, and they're going to kill that one. You should be doing the same thing as a natural predator. Of course, me, again, I can do crazy stuff like that because I've learned how to do it over the years. But you should definitely not. Because if you're, especially if you're stabbing this whole group, they can all one-shot you. They can. Every so often they'll get lucky and one-shot me. So I know they can do it. And then you get caught from behind like that, like I almost just did. You're alone, I can stab you. I'll stab you out of the way. Again, that's another example right there of using the Bowie knife to push the zombie out of your way. I'm working on this weapon too. So we're just gonna get the number count down here a little bit. And boom, 10. So this is where you shouldn't be getting down at yet. Level 10, you should be getting at least here, if not way further before you get your first down. I mean, there's no excuse for going down in the first 10 rounds. If you are, you haven't learned my first rule that I keep trying to harp on, which is learn how to move and maneuver around zombies. Really? Okay, so we have a stoker somewhere in here. Now remember, is a training area. So oh crap, I did not think you were coming from that direction. You'll see I just jumped to get over the zombies. Now I gotta try to, okay, I'm gonna just use my special weapon to get out of trouble here. Because I don't have a shield to protect me from behind. Highly recommend using the hammer, by the way. It's the best special weapon of all of them. And I have tons of reasons as to why. We'll go and work on the next pack-a-punch thing here. And notice I'm not concerned about the zombies at all. Just gonna head over and start working on the pack-a-punch.
These symbols mean little to me. Given here.
To the board too. Because sometimes, like when you're not going to be able to see where you're going, it helps to know where everything is on the board and where the little spots are that can get you in a lot of trouble and how to get out of those areas. So if you've learned from Class 1 and for the most part Class 2 here now, learning the different zombie types, how to avoid them and everything, you should be well on your way to being able to get to round 30, 40, 50, or whatever round you want to shoot for, really. I will say this, though, unless you're going to go for a world's record, after round 45, it's kind of pointless, because you're really just putting in so much effort to kill one zombie that you're wasting your time, and you might as well just restart. Oh yeah, I probably should go get a shield. Let them all come to this side of the board, then I'll go over here. And of course, the coal lot is here to try to kill me. People have so much trouble on the mini boss. It's just sad. They're really easy if you know what you're doing. Now I need to make sure to stay away from him because I'm hurt at the moment. All you do is just run backwards and shoot him. It's not that difficult. Really should get that shield on my back before I go down. I'm being arrogant about it. Oh, well now I'm out of ammo. That's okay. I'll just go over here and grab some more. So I need to kill the stoker with this gun because it's part of what I need. Well, damn, you just came out of nowhere, didn't you, buddy? That didn't. Okay, I'm being a little too reckless. I get it. Message received. I think they're done spawning it. Where are you? There's a monster coal lot up here. And he just dropped a key, which is for one of the side. Free bracket on this. Boom. That easy. Don't be stupid like me and get a shield on your back. In fact, let's go do that right now. I'm trying to teach you guys how to play correctly. It's not going to help if you see me playing incorrectly. And amount of ammo is about a good reason to go over there. Is to get ammo for the gun I'm working on.
No ammo! Lo siento, madre.
Oh, did I not get the third party yet? Or damn. Oh, okay. Did I get it? Okay. So I got ammo for the gun. I need to be careful not to get killed. And my best asset is my movement. Oh man, he actually made it. Okay, okay. Run for it.
Fight, bestia! Mano a mano!
I want to try to get back to that power up. I don't know which power up it was. Oh, come on now. Okay. And that's why we have Death Wish. I didn't quite get the hammer out in time. Goddamn. Dare you make me overrun. Oh shit. Well, I was being reckless. Very, very reckless.
Monster kill.
Lull the enemy into a false.
Down here to do something. It's not to hit you. Shit, I haven't even paid attention to what I'm doing. Jackass. Oh, I came down here to get the shield, but what am I doing in the engine room? Wow, I really am not paying attention at all to what I'm doing. That would help if I actually paid attention to what our goal is. Here's the goal. We got the shield. This is my fault, but I went down. I'm gonna do this. Just to get away from them real quick. Alright. Now. And I'd like to get that perk. But it's not worth it yet. I'll get it in a minute. Alright, send the numbers.
Not so careless.
My special act. Ammo, that's just wonderful. That is why I should have had the shield on my back long, long ago.
What purpose do these altars have? So good to see you again.
Am I getting... No, I'm not. So should I work on these or should I work on... I guess I'll get a tactical rifle first. And then we go back down that way. Let me grab ammo.
I was hoping not to.
Nope, can't go upstairs yet. I'll have to drag them this way. Now let me go this way. So that brings us to our next little thing, which is decision making. Making bad decisions, as you've seen with me not getting the sheep, paying attention, will get you put down. Making good choices will keep you alive. And that's really the last lesson I'm going to teach you guys here in this class, at least, before we get to the expert class, is making good choices. So as you go up and it gets harder and harder, you're going to need to make some good decisions. And if you don't make those good decisions, I promise you, there will be consequences for your bad choices. So as you're taking them on, you're going to come up with all sorts of situations, and I can't possibly make a video with every that you're going to get into. But you need to have some basic rules in mind. So one of those rules is, as I'm running around here, I always have at least 3 ways I can go. If I don't have 3 ways I can go, and I'm down to 2 ways, I know I'm starting to get into trouble and starting to lose control of the situation. If I get down to only 1 way I can go, lost the situation completely, and I need to run away and re-get control of the situation. So that is what you need to keep in mind. Those words are what you need to keep in mind at all times. You really need to make sure that you have several ways out at all times. Then you need to be able to learn which way it has the best and highest probability of me getting out alive. And this comes with experience and time. But sometimes it's completely obvious which way you should go. Alright, we're gonna go get my perks back.
Try harder than that. A lot harder.
I left the charger light. God damn it. He's gonna for me. So I managed to somehow leave a charger alive. So he is going to catch up to me really fast. Chargers have 5% more running speed than the other zombies, so they're 5% faster than lurkers. Lurkers are 10% faster than brawlers, and again, slappers are the slowest, and they're 10% slower than brawlers, so that is why you get the speed difference over even a short little amount of area.
Old friend Pancho's wake-up juice.
Oh yeah, I still need a pack a punch. Let's go work on that now that I have a shield on my back. You should really try to get a shield on your back sometime between round 6 and 10. If you haven't got the shield on your back by round 10, then you're not doing something right. Like me, I've been playing around and I shouldn't be playing around. It's got me put down. So here's our little Blight Father. The Blight Father is quite dangerous. He'll put you down pretty fast. So I recommend with the Blight, use your special weapon to kill it. From behind, not in front. She can actually attack you in the front. But from behind, you can take care of her pretty easily. I'm out of ammo. And I can use a grenade to get out of trouble here. Another thing, if you haven't noticed, I'm out of ammo a lot. That's because I'm working on my guns, but in reality, never, ever, and I'm going to continue to work on my guns, but in reality, never, ever be without it. Please make sure that your ammo, you have ammo in your weapons. Don't ever run around like an idiot like I do without ammo in your weapons. I'm only doing it because I'm working on the camos. So please don't do that. That's a definite no-no. That's a good way to get yourself killed. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about as far as intermediate play. I mean, if you follow these rules that I've tried to talk to you guys about in this video, and especially in the first video, you guys should be well on your way to getting to 20 or 30 without getting down. Unless you do something stupid. So don't do something stupid, and don't play recklessly like I do. But take all the pointers that I've given you and practice them, and you'll get to be a better player. And you'll get to start to be able to play with some of the better players. Because a lot of the better players aren't going to want to play with you if they're going to have to keep picking you up. So really take to heart the things that I've taught you in class 1 and 2 and learn how to be a better player. And we'll see you out there. And hopefully we can do it. Now, I will make a third video for expert stuff, but I'll probably not do that today because I'll want to do that on a day when I have time to get 50 and above. Because I'll need to get to round 50, and I'll probably start the video on round 50. Because those really just little teeny things that you need to tweak and learn what not to do and what to do. But it still is, some of those things are still worth noting. But this should be getting you around 30 or 40. And keep practicing till you're able to get to round 50 every time without a down. And then watch my video that I'll make on the expert.
Have you no respect?
And you'll learn how to play. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to spend the rest of this. I'm going to turn off the video here in a moment, but I'm going to spend the rest of this actually getting my weapon ammo stuff because I've been working on it. And I'll probably go up to 5. So if you're around in about an hour or two, we can play together if you want. Dining room, which is an easy training area. And I'll see you guys when I make the expert video. So I hope you guys have learned a lot about, especially beginning players, about what to do, what not to do. And like I said, you need to use your movement. Your movement is your best weapon. If you're not using your movement correctly, you're going to go down. If you're doing something stupid like I do half the time, you'll probably go down. So just follow everything that I've told you in these videos, and you should be playing a lot better in no time with a little practice. Have a great day, guys. Oh, wait.